Looking at the Sim2 Max, Sim2 Max D in this video. All three really good heads. When we're looking at the categories, you can pretty much use any of them for any category, but when we're on the high ends of the spectrum, that's kind of when you'll notice that, hey, if I don't swing fast enough, probably gonna use that Max or Max D. When we're swinging super fast, probably just gonna stick with the Sim2. So let's dive in. First category, everything goes the same distance. Like I said, probably gonna use that Max head. If it does go out to the right when you hit, go with the Max D. Three shafts here. They actually all launch really high. This is just kind of an exaggeration of what would happen between the three. So that NV, the tuned, and then that even flow CBs, they're all gonna launch pretty high, but of the three, the CB will go the lowest, and then that NV is gonna launch maybe a little higher than the tuned. Kind of fit everyone here, so can't go wrong with any shaft. Next category, the up to 180 yards. It's gonna be those three same shafts. Again, just kind of know what you're looking for. If you want it to go a little higher, go with the NV. If you want it to go a little lower, maybe go with that even flow. And then the tuned, kind of right in the middle as far as height-wise. Tempo at this stage, they kind of fit most everyone. But if you are the extremes, if you're a super low tempo, smooth swinger, go with the NV. If you kind of go at it a little, maybe go with that even flow. 180 to 200 yards. So now we're in the A flex. See that get a couple more shafts. Notice that there's a duplicate as well, so just means the even flow CB that's lighter is going to go a little higher. The heavier going to go a little lower. So if you're clicking through options, you can see that there's a 40 gram or 50 gram option. 50 is going to make the ball go slightly lower. Pretty high launching shafts still. You notice that the speeder probably going to launch the highest, the Ventus maybe the lowest. Again, these kind of fit the vast majority of everyone in this category. Can't really go wrong. The Ventus is going to feel maybe a little better to someone that kind of goes at it. That speeder and the V2 maybe feel a little better to smooth swingers. But all these shafts here, they're all really good. Just kind of know where you might be on the chart, and that's maybe what's going to feel a little better for you. 200 and 240 yards. You can see this spreads out a little more, so those high launching shafts, kind of that HL from the V2, the speeder, they're still going to go up there. Get some new lower shafts like the Riptide, the Tensei. The beefiest shaft in this category is going to be that Diamana S. A little broader on the chart. Tempo-wise, maybe that Kuro's pretty good for the smooth swingers that are just kind of looking for a normal ball flight, and then maybe the Tensei for someone swinging a little harder, or that Riptide. So a little more going on in this. All good shafts again. Typically will fit the vast majority somewhere in the middle, but if you need a little more backspin, if you're kind of aging a little more, maybe lean towards those higher launching shafts. If you're younger and athletic and just picking it up and you already hit it this far, maybe go somewhere lower on the chart. Just a suggestion. Stiff flex, I still have those high launching shafts. This is typically it's going to be the juniors or the ladies that are hitting it this far. Maybe need a little more backspin to keep the ball up in the air. Something like those top three is where I'll see most of the fitting for those three shafts. The vast majority going to be in those next two groupings. Again, a lot of duplicates. If it's physically a heavier shaft, it just means it's going to be lower on the chart. You can see we got some new additions in this one. So that RDX, pretty smooth, kind of fits about everyone. The blue maybe a little for, a little higher tempo. And then that green, that's the beefiest of the bunch. So that's for the guys that swing away from on top. My smoother swingers that hit it this far might like the Kuro. If it's launching too high, we can try a lower lofted head, or it's something like the RDX, maybe that Rogue Silver. It kind of depends. And what I sometimes notice with swing speeds, if you're athletic in this category, hit it really far, but you're a smoother swinger, you might like something a little heavier. So gotta go lower on the chart. So as we go lower on the chart, it might be something like that RDX. No matter what, if you're a smooth swinger, avoid that smoke green. Ooh, that's tough. The extra stiff, hit it over 275. as always, if you're swinging this fast and feel you need the draw biased head, might spend the money on lessons, get it straightened out first. I very rarely will fit that head in this category. Typically going to be the Sim2, not the Sim2 Max. The reason being, it's just an easier way to cut backspin, where if you can do, 300-500 backspin less, that's 10-20 yards at least. A lot of options in this weight-wise, so it goes kind of the 60 gram group, 70 gram, 80 gram. You even have a couple light ones up top. The smoother swingers, here I'm going to tend to lean them towards the Rogue. The highest tempo guys, really going to like the feel of that smoke green. Everyone else, if you're a moderate swinger, you'll kind of like any of them, but again, I would still avoid anything too far right on the chart. Those are pretty specific for that type of swing. I mean, they're really swinging from on top as opposed to building speed at the bottom. So just be cognizant of where you think you are on the chart, and then don't veer too far to the right of it, if that makes sense. Hope this was helpful. Got some new stuff coming up for the channel. Going to transition to doing fitting vlogs. Thanks for watching. Bye.